I figured that since it just rained last night and the garden is exploding, that I would do a little garden tour. Those are some herbs over there. I've got some lettuce growing here. I'll just stop and do a quick overview here. When I came to this property, there was nothing here. So I kind of scavenged around and found what I could to build things like this trellis. I also like to use recycled containers as planters, and I basically fill them with twigs and sticks and weeds, wood chips, whatever organic matter I can find to build up the soil, as I've done in pretty much all of these beds. I make my own fertilizer out of seaweed and weeds. It smells very bad, but it works very, very good. Under the tree over here, I planted a bunch of, this is all basically like an experiment, but I planted lettuce and broccoli, cauliflower. Got a bunch of potatoes over here that are going to be harvested soon. And I've got a lot of interplantings with different flowers and different varieties of vegetables. And I found that I haven't really had too much of a pest problem, and I attribute that to the fact that I am mixing things up quite a bit. Over here I've got tomatoes, I got peas. This area over here is basically like a microclimate. It doesn't get sun until about 11 o'clock. So, for example, the peas that I have on the other side of the garden are on their way out, whereas those are still producing really well. Over here I've got beans, nasturtium, Swiss chard, peas, squash, variety of flowers, lettuce, carrots, beets, kale, and then I've got raspberries and blackberries just kind of randomly popping up everywhere. Peppers. Actually got some squash growing. Some of these plants I'm noticing are a little bit yellow, so I'm gonna have to fertilize those probably today. Over here I've got broccoli and cauliflower mixed in with tomatoes, squash, corn, and the sunflower is giant. Among other things, I've got the Armenian foot-long cucumbers that are just starting to come up. And then I've got several other varieties of cucumber as well. This is my first time gardening. This has all been an experiment, really. I didn't have very many expectations about it actually working, but I did a lot of research about the microbiology of soil, and I imported a lot of the soil in here from the woods, and I made it myself by composting leaves and pine needles. And I paid attention to nature and how nature operates, and I took a lot of cues from that. I mean, just look at the size of these leaves. It's incredible. I picked up little things along the way, like I interplanted my squash plants with alyssum and nasturtium so that when the bees come for the flowers, they'll notice back here we've got little squash blossoms that need to be fertilized too. But I think that this is proof that anybody can grow their own food. If I can do this with no experience on compacted clay that I amended myself, I don't see any reason why anyone wouldn't be able to do this. This has been one of the most rewarding experiences and things that I have ever done. So happy gardening out there to anybody else who loves doing this as much as I do.